Once called the Emerald Isle of the Caribbean, Montserrat was paradise until fire and ash rewrote its destiny. Nearly 3 decades ago, after centuries of silence, the Soufrière Hills Volcano violently awoke, reshaping Montserrat forever, burying the island's vibrant capital Plymouth under layers of ash. Throughout this adventure, I got to learn from local experts and interview legendary filmmaker David Lee. With their knowledge, I set out on an unforgettable 3-part documentary series into Montserrat and its exclusion zone. Together, we'll explore ruins beneath volcanic ash, uncover the stories of lives forever changed, and experience a place where humanity stomped and nature took over. This is Montserrat, an island where its citizens live boldly in the shadow of a volcano. What's going on, Ronin fam? So as you can see, this is Montserrat, the full movie. Basically, I compiled every episode I did in the Montserrat series to make this video. But just to keep it fresh for you guys, I've added footage that have been never before seen throughout this movie. So I hope you guys enjoy it a lot. Let me know down in the comments if you like this idea and would like to see more in the future. But also, really quick, I want to say a big thank you to our sponsor. This video is sponsored by Incogni. Guys, have you ever Googled yourself and realized way more of your personal information is just out there than you ever expected? Your full name, home address, phone number, even your relatives, all collected, bundled, and sold by data brokers without you knowing. And this isn't just about spam calls. This info is used by scammers to craft insanely convincing phishing attacks, and it massively increases your chances of identity theft. Or worst of all, stalkers and harassers can literally pull up your home address in seconds, and it's only getting worse from here. Look at the news. There was the breach that exposed 17 million Prosper users. Another leak dumped 40 billion records from Netcore Cloud, and you don't even need to use a company for your data to end up in one of these breaches. If even one profile with your info is still online, the risk is real. That's why today's video is sponsored by Incogni. Removing this stuff manually would take forever. You'd have to track down hundreds of data brokers and file individual requests. I don't have time for that, and I'm pretty sure you don't either. I made my account, gave them permission to work on my behalf, and that was it. The process was simple. After that, I've just been checking the dashboard and watching my personal data get removed. I'll check back after a week and the numbers just keep going up. It actually feels like something is actively protecting me. And now if you get the unlimited or family unlimited plans, you also get Incogni's new custom removals feature. This is huge, let me tell you why. If you ever find your personal information on a people search site or any public website that Incogni doesn't already cover, you can just send them the link. One of their privacy agents will personally take care of it for you. So if you care about your privacy online, and honestly, everyone should, go to incogni.com/Steve Ronin and use code Steve Ronin to get an exclusive 60% off right now. Don't wait until you become a victim of a scam or identity theft. Now let's get back to the adventure. By 1632, the English had firmly planted their flag, establishing settlements populated primarily by Irish indentured servants who worked the fields of tobacco and indigo. During this era, brief interactions occurred between European settlers and indigenous Caribbean inhabitants, though mysteriously by the early 1700s, the original islanders vanished from historical accounts. The island's destiny shifted dramatically, with the rise of sugar plantations cleared the way for sugar fields, radically transforming Montserrat's lush landscape. African slaves were forcefully brought to cultivate these plantations, quickly becoming the overwhelming majority of the island's inhabitants. With the British abolition of slavery beginning in the 1830s, Montserrat faced economic upheaval. Many plantation owners left, leaving the island economically fragile, burned by debt, disease, and repeated natural disasters. But resilience prevailed. After several faltering attempts, Montserrat, its economy blossomed anew. In the mid-19th century, with the booming of lime industry, limes transformed into perfumes, soaps, and luxury goods, found eager markets from London to Shanghai, earning Montserrat the affectionate nickname Emerald Isle of the Caribbean. Throughout the 20th century, Montserrat became a haven for tourists. By summer of 1995, Montserrat was poised to celebrate a revival following the devastating impact of Hurricane Hugo just 6 years earlier. Shiny new buildings, including a state-of-the-art hospital and government headquarters, signaled hope and progress, especially concentrated in the lush southern end, unsuspecting of the looming volcanic awakening that would soon alter its fate. My journey begins by stepping onto one of the smallest planes I've ever been on.
Are we the only people going there right now?
Yeah, it's only 7-seater maximum.
You've done it 20 times.
But you have nothing to worry about.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm glad we're going with you.
Your guardian angel.
Honestly, I couldn't help but feel a bit anxious as I prepared to board, but excitement quickly took over, knowing this tiny aircraft was about to carry me to Montserrat, a volcanic island with a story unlike any other. Nestled within the Lesser Antilles, a chain of islands sculpted by powerful geological forces, lies the small Caribbean paradise known as Montserrat. Born from the restless dance of the South America tectonic plate sliding beneath the Caribbean plate, Montserrat is one of several volcanic islands rising dramatically from the sea, spanning a humble yet vibrant 100 kilometers. The island reveals itself in striking contrast. Its lush, verdant southern end, nourished by rich volcanic soil, beneath the shadow of the imposing Soufrière Hills Volcano, stands distinctly apart from the drier, more rugged terrain of the north. The story of Montserrat stretches back millennia, whispered through archaeological discoveries that reveal a human presence as early as 5,000 years ago. Around 2,500 years ago, settlers likely journeyed from present-day Venezuela, bringing with them knowledge of farming, fishing, pottery making, and a rich tradition of trade that connected Montserrat to neighboring islands. These first islanders named their home Aliraguana, meaning land of the prickly bush, marking it forever with their cultural imprint. Centuries passed quietly until in 1493, Christopher Columbus sailed by, captivated by the island's rugged peaks reminiscent of Montserrat Mountains in Spain, bestowing upon it its current name.
I can't believe that experience. You guys live here?
Yes.
Wow. That's a special way to get home. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
He's the master. If you guys want to come to Montserrat, get this guy.
After making my way through immigration, I was warmly greeted by our host, who picked us up and guided us towards our accommodation.
Your name is Clover?
Yes.
Nice to meet you, Clover.
Nice to meet you, Steve.
As we drove, our host shared captivating stories about herself and her husband, who notably was the only person to document Montserrat's devastating volcanic eruptions firsthand throughout the years. It all began with a scent in the air. On a warm July day in 1995, the air across southern Montserrat tinged with the scent of sulfur. Whispers of unease spread. The mountain had awakened. Plumes of ash and steam began rising from the volcano's summit. Over 1,000 people packed their lives into bags and left. Emergency shelters sprang up in the north. Scientists and journalists arrived by the dozens. A makeshift observatory was set up, and eyes were now fixed on the heart of the island. As August arrived, swarms of tremors rattled the land beneath the volcano.
Well, initially there were phreatic eruptions. Phreatic eruptions are cold eruptions. They blow up in the air. You get a big black cloud. It'll come down with the direction of the wind. It would come over Plymouth and black it out. I mean, you could not see your hand in front of you.
That was a sign.
Those were cold. Nobody got hurt. Nobody got injured, but the town got black on a number of occasions.
Wow.
And after one of those, there was a procession of cars coming out of town when that happened. And after one of those, they evacuated everybody. They said, just take your toothbrush, change your clothes, going to put you up in the tents or in the church or in the school, and we'll get you back in a couple of days. And in a few days, things would quiet down and they'd move back in. Then this happened twice.
On August 21st, a thunderous blast sent a towering cloud of ash into the atmosphere. By September's end, a dome of hardened lava began to grow like a blister on the mountain's skin. On the first day of December, the capital city, Plymouth, was ordered to evacuate, and a curfew was imposed. The next day, a chunk of the lava dome gave way. Then came the first pyroclastic flow, a suffocating surge of scalding gas, ash, and pulverized rock hurling downhill faster than a speeding car, nearly silent, almost invisible until it was too late. These flows can reach temperatures over 1,000 degrees Celsius, and they don't just burn, they erase everything in their path.
The third time, April 3rd of 97, they did the same thing, but you never went back.
What followed was not a single eruption, but years of fury, each time triggering deadlier pyroclasmic flows that raced down its flanks, flattening forests, boiling the sea. Villages were swallowed whole. The evacuation zone stretched wider and wider. Tens of thousands were forced northward, crammed into smaller and more desperate corners of the island.
So all that stuff's over there. Everybody's TVs and their photos on the wall and the fridge and all this stuff is still there.
Crazy.
Because nobody's ever really gotten to go back over there and try to retrieve any of it. If you look at Town Hill over town, looking up over Plymouth, that was the ritzy. You know, the lawyers, the doctors, the professional people lived up there and had these old beautiful colonial houses. The governor's house was up there. It's dilapidated now, but it was a gorgeous, beautiful, with balconies all the way around. It was beautiful, and all the gatherings and parties.
When you had to evacuate, how upset were you? Because you were losing your stores there. You had a bookstore and some things like that as well.
Yeah, we took everything out of the shops. I mean, we've always lived on this property from 1980. When we left, we didn't have to leave. We didn't have to evacuate ourselves. People came here and lived with us. We put up some people because everybody wanted out of town. Then we had some good friends that had to evacuate, so they stayed with us until they got either to England or their own place. But we never had to evacuate, but the store, we just emptied the books and everything that we had in there, and the church and the music equipment and all that. Sound system, everything, we brought it out.
Yeah.
And we still have some of that. It's pretty antiquated now, but it still works.
Then came June 25th, 1997. A flow tore down the mountainside, consuming 9 villages and cutting off the main road. 22 lives were lost, mostly farmers who hadn't yet abandoned the fertile lower slopes. 90 others were pulled from the darkness, some burned beyond recognition. 6 months later, on December 26th, the volcano unleashed its most violent eruption yet. A massive collapse of the lava dome triggered a lateral blast, a sideways explosion that tore open the mountain. A tsunami then followed. The southern half of Montserrat would never be the same again.
So I'm racing out the main road, and from the first, what they call accretionary lapilli, which is little balls of ash, and they would fall and hit the windshield, and I started using the wiper, and in 52 seconds it was pitch black.
52 seconds?
Yeah, I mean pitch black and hot. And lightning everywhere. It wasn't lightning coming from down, it was lightning going over everything, because the particles in the eruption are charged positively and negatively, and they interact, and it gets this lightning that just ricochets off of everything.
Whoa, okay.
That's in here.
Dang.
That footage is in The Price of Paradise.
So what is this?
This is the whole story of the eruption, the compilation of the 9 videos
Whoa.
into one.
That tiny thing, huh?
Well, and this is also, it's a USB-C and a USB.
It's really nice.
So you can put it in either one on your laptop. And you'll hear the whole story. I mean, it's got the best of 400 hours of stuff. So it's really...
How much is that? I might have to buy one.
These are 50 EC or 20 US.
A special thank you to David Leah for allowing me to use some of his incredible archival footage. If you want to see more of his first-hand work documenting the eruption, I highly recommend checking out his new book, Through My Lens, and his powerful documentary, The Price of Paradise. Both offer a raw personal look at Montserrat's volcanic history, and you can find the links in the description below. We made our way to Montserrat's Volcano Observatory, where I was scheduled an interview with Professor Ryan to get a better understanding of volcanoes.
The volcano is very well studied, so we have scientists from all over the world that come and collaborate, looking at different aspects.
He explained to us how eruptions form and how from the ashes, columns and pyroclasmic flows form lightning shooting through the eruptions cloud.
Then you start to get the eruption column lightning.
Even with all this science, he told us the initial eruptions still caught most people off guard. There was a real disconnect between research and public awareness back then.
Scientifically, it was actually well understood that this is a live volcano and that it could erupt again. Like the awareness of the population and government policy, it was kind of like a mismatch.
Inside the observatory, it honestly felt like a sci-fi video game.
You guys have a nice office. I would love to just chill here. Oh man.
I couldn't believe before digital systems, they tracked it all on these giant rolls of paper.
Jeez, this seems a lot better for storing data, for sure. That's the old seismograph.
From 1995 to I think 2000 and maybe 5 or something. Still, we have them all stored.
The screens showed real-time heat readings, and we got to see their most sensitive seismometer, the one closest to the volcano. It picks up even the tiniest quakes, and we met Venus, the seismic technician. Her job is to decode every little tremor to figure out whether it's gas, magma, tectonic pressure, or just rock falls.
These two are local earthquakes now. These are VT earthquakes.
So these are volcanic tectonics.
If something dangerous is about to happen, she's the one who sounds the alarm.
Venus is our guardian angel then.
Yeah.
Yeah, keeping us safe.
They've got a whole emergency protocol ready to go. If readings spike, they alert the police, sirens go off, and everyone evacuates. It's serious business. At this point, I was very curious about the untouched parts of Plymouth and the state of it.
So that's all Zone V. To go anywhere in there, you'd have to get special permission. So you have to go to the DMCA and say, oh, I'd like to do that. And they'll probably tell you no. Most of our access in Zone V is by helicopter.
Right.
So, helicopter into various sites and do what we have to do. Some measurements need to be taken from the helicopter, such as the gas flux.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You're very lucky. Venus doesn't usually talk to people.
I like Venus. She's funny. She was great. Yeah.
Yeah, we're cool.
We're great.
We're cool, yeah?
Now let me summarize this. We had just heard the full story from David Lee and his experience with the eruptions, the destruction, and the science behind Montserrat's restless volcano from Dr. Ryan. Now it was time to step closer to where it all happened, the exclusion zone, a tightly guarded, nearly impossible to access piece of land. But with the help of our guide, we were granted rare permission to explore a small slice of the forbidden landscape.
I'm a starving musician.
All right, we
Very
like
good
that.
at that.
Yep.
Now, of course, I consider myself somewhat of an ambassador, I suppose, to the island.
Here's Sonny, David's son. Today, we're venturing into the heart of the island's most restricted and mysterious territory. What used to be a thriving neighborhood is now buried beneath ash and silence. Yet from the destruction comes industry. At the bottom of this valley, volcanic materials collected, sand, stone, aggregated. It's the island's one industry born directly from the volcano's wrath. With special permission and an escort from the Volcano Observatory, we passed the checkpoint.
This girl works for the government and she's here to just log us in and log us out, just making sure we go in safe and come out safe. Oh, we got a walkie-talkie too. Just gave them. That's why we had to close the windows, because of all the trucks that drive by here.
The government ensures every vehicle going to the zone is tracked. We're handed a walkie-talkie, our only line of communication should anything go wrong.
Vehicle Romeo 3708, 3 souls.
Okay, go ahead and reload the turning line.
Thanks so much. Sierra Lima, standing by.
I couldn't believe how we passed the checkpoint. Reassured by our guide that the Soufrière Hills Volcano is quiet today, but never to be underestimated.
So, you saw the sign. We're basically at the exclusion zone. We're driving through this road that leads straight to Plymouth. This is an unreal experience, guys. Something that no one can really do.
We're about to pass this building, the post office, but you're not going to see it. It's on our left. We can walk up a little bit here and get a view within reason, but then we're going to go to a more exposed area.
So this was the post office, and it was right here.
That building there is this building.
That is insane.
So all these buildings were right here, guys, and now they're just beneath us. We're gonna be walking on top of them, literally.
It's strange, standing in the middle of a ghost town, where the ground beneath your feet used to be the heart of a capital city. Sonny explained that before then, no one even realized the island was part of an active volcanic system. They thought the volcano was somewhere else, and they were wrong. That dome grew, collapsed, regrew multiple times, and when it finally blew, it wiped Plymouth off the map.
It's the entirety of Montserrat is all volcanic, but we had no understanding that basically there was a mountain that would grow right above our heads.
Some of the buildings are still intact, but they're under 10 to 15 feet of hardened ash.
I know, I heard that song.
So this was a 4-story building, and look at it, it's half gone.
Oh, dude, you can see it,
It's
bro.
now
underneath.
a 2-story building. Pretty much this was a whole plaza, guys, of just stores and apartments. People would come down here and shop. So this is the library. They actually made this after right after Hurricane Hugo. That's so sad. Imagine just starting a business and all of a sudden a disaster happens.
This used to be one of the main roads in the city. Now it's just ash. No signs, no pavement, nothing that tells you a town was ever here. Until I really started to look.
So guys, right here is called the Flora Fountain Hotel. And there's a reason behind that, because they had a beautiful fountain right in the center of this place. It was incredible to see. This used to be like a 3-story hotel, but there is a little room up there, so you can count it as a 4-story building. Must have been super nice to come here. Now look at it. And down below was actually the restaurant. Right next to the hotel, you had the gas station. Now you can't even see it. It's buried underground. But this was probably one of the main gas stations here where everyone would come and fill their gas.
I started to make my way around the property, peering through the windows of each building. As much as I wanted to explore inside, my guide made it clear it was off limits. The structures were simply too unstable, too risky to enter.
Was the grocery store. Look how much sand is in here. Look at that, there's the cart. This little window over here can give you a peek of the office of the supermarket. So right there you can see the effects of the acid rain on the rebar. What the heck? Acid rain. I would not want to be walking through that. I guess acid rain happens during an eruption.
Sure it's working.
What's that noise?
It's a test of the siren system.
It turned out to be a false alarm. Apparently, they sound this every day just to make sure it's still working.
Nothing serious. There's literally trees growing on the roofs of these buildings now. Looks like another office. You can see all the paperwork just in the cabinets and drawers still. You can get like a plant tattoo.
Yeah, see, I'm not that much dark skinned, so
yeah,
it
that
doesn't
kind of
pop up.
blends into your arm.
Come on, that's still, I can still see it. Yeah,
Pretty
his
good.
pops though.
All right, you want to abuse your friend, or you want me to?
No, you do it.
Okay. A little bit of abuse
Not
right there.
bad. Whoa, that's a good one.
Dang.
That is bright.
We're a tribe now.
Yep.
Yep.
Brothers.
Yep.
We got matching tattoos
Look at that.
from a plant. That's pretty cool.
I didn't tell you in about 2 hours a tree's going to grow out of there.
Yeah.
No! You know, these concrete buildings really remind me of the ones in Japan, like Battleship Island. And that's a pretty cool looking stairway. Looks like there was maybe a window right there. Look at that.
Flying and don't drink and drive, man.
Yeah.
Does that have alcohol in it?
Oh yeah, tons. No, I'm kidding.
No, there's nothing.
All right.
I'll get you one, Steve.
Yes, please. That looks delicious. This drink is so good. Ting.
Damn, bro.
You like it too?
Yeah. Wow. All right.
At least from the outside.
Looks ancient. Something straight out of Zelda. So this church has been renovated over the years. This front side that you're seeing right now was built in 1930, and you can even see the date right there. but behind it was from like the 1660s, which is pretty crazy. Now we're not allowed to walk behind it. Right next to the church is a gravestone. So right next to the church is a little graveyard over here. You can see some of the gravestones still. There's one there. Just sad to see that this is just forgotten. You can't really even see it anymore. Yeah, you can't pay your respects or anything. You can see a little bit of the person's name written on there, but also I can see like a big tombstone somewhere back there. And sadly, a lot of the volcanic ashes have been building up and just completely burning them. I'm sure there's even more tombstones around here, maybe hundreds. Look at that. So I guess acid rain happened here and it got rid of the paint from that bell, and the paint started just dripping onto the building.
Exiting the zone, all souls accounted for.
So you just saw that. We literally had to report that we made it out alive out of there. So we're now heading back to, what's it called?
Maybe Richmond or something?
Yeah, so we're now heading back to Richmond Hills just to get extra material and drone shots.
The area, beautiful landscapes, beautiful homes, quick access to Plymouth.
Yeah.
And Richmond Hill was a very beautiful place to live in. And you might have heard that some people called it Rich Man Hill. Rich Man Hill.
Rich man, I get it.
Yeah. But of course, not everyone was rich here, but it was, a little posh here and there, and some affluence, of course. Yeah.
Nice. And you said there's like a huge hotel here or something?
Montserrat Springs Hotel was one of 2 premium hotels on the island.
Okay.
And this one has a pretty good view from its pool deck. And the gift shop.
Oh, you can see it.
Earlier, we weren't allowed to enter any of the buildings, but thankfully, that changed. There was one part of the area, an abandoned hotel, where we were given permission to explore inside.
And that was near their tennis courts, that little bar down by the beach area. Sometimes we bring people back that have, of course, utilized the hotel in those days, and it's pretty bit sad for them.
I bet.
But it was quite a place.
So this picture is from the entrance we just drove through when we saw the sign. Montserrat Springs. We're literally walking down the steps where people would once check into. Oh my gosh, just look at the ground levels. The front desk is still standing. I think this was like where the receipt would be printing out of. And look at that. Food menu right here from the restaurant they had. But the pages have been taken out. And you come up here. Looks like this could have been just a hallway. So everything we're stepping on is not dirt. This is the ashfall.
Came from the mountain.
Yep, it came from the mountain. Made its way inside here, which is pretty crazy. And we're now walking towards the dining room. Dang, so this is where people would come and eat. Bet it was beautiful back in the day. They probably had some windows overlooking a nice view right there. Sadly, a lot of stuff here fell apart already. So they had the buffet right here, and over there in the corner was the bar. Wow, so this was the same,
deep mark right there.
Yeah, this was like the same angle of this shot. You can even see, yep, where the thing could have been. Oh my gosh, dude, that's wild. There's the building. You can still see like those beams right here. And then I guess the second photo was this pool, and it's right around this corner because the hotel will be literally in front of us right now. Just imagine swimming by the pool and having this view. Like, come on. No wonder why this is known as one of the best hotels here. Whoa, this is incredible. And those buildings in front of us, they're all abandoned. And we can see Plymouth down there. Now right up these steps are the guest rooms or the accommodations where people would stay. It's kind of dark. These are some really nice guest rooms. I mean, you had a huge room immediately when you would walk in. Here's the bathroom. Right next to it was a little balcony. Now you just have a view of the overgrown trees. I guess you can just, easily just attach these two rooms if you had a big family to book. And basically the same thing, they're identical, just opposite. Bathroom's right there, and it also comes with a balcony. So I took a look at all the rooms, and they're all the same. This one caught my attention. People have been writing stuff with the ashfall here in this room. Let's see if we can read the message. It says, then we have Slidina and Shame. Could be names of the people that wrote this. This room still has the lamps. And it also has the AC unit. The door just slammed because of the wind. That scared the hell out of me. I think it's gonna do it again. It's just the wind. But man, you can mistake that for a ghost. Yep. Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna check out the bottom floor. These guys said that it kind of looks similar to the floor upstairs that we just did, but the asphalt is down here, and you kind of have to watch your head now because I had to turn up the ISO a lot on my camera because it's really dark and it's doing a pretty good job. Wow. Guess we'll take a look at this room. Look at this. This has been affected by the ashfall. It's just covered with it. There's a fucking huge wasp nest inside this closet. I'm so glad I'm here exploring in the winter.
It's like, this looked like, it was white and some of it was pinkish. I don't know. Oh no, yeah, fucking red.
Wow, look at the view though.
Holy crap, bro.
This is actually really nice. I like how tall everything is. Look, you had people writing their names on here, on the dusty sliding door. And look at this balcony, it's massive. Here's the kitchen. Still have a tea kettle. Here's what's left of the fridge. I like the layout of this place a lot. It almost feels like a loft. Here's one of the bedrooms. Thought this was a bone for a second.
It doesn't work like it did, huh? Back then.
You need something good.
Maybe you gotta lick your hand first, bro.
Actually.
Probably.
Well, it's too hard.
As the day came to a close, we headed north into the heart of Montserrat's rebirth. It's where people rebuilt, where hope took root amid the shadow of the disaster.
And this whole area is quite the spot. Not prime property originally, but it's what was available for the government to use. And the European Union put a little money into it as well. It's a fantastic view at the end of this road.
I was gonna fly my drone, but look at that, helicopter's right there. Alright guys, so I just made it here at like the northern eastern part of Montserrat, and this is an area called the Lookout. Before, as we were driving, there was a lot of houses and homes. It's become a new residential area. Before, it was never like that. There was just trees and just no humans at all. But right after the whole disaster happened, when Plymouth got buried, people lost their homes, their lives, their livelihood. And it's pretty nice. We drove down the street. There's a lot of colorful houses. There's a big community here. I think a lot of these buildings are like the most up-to-date buildings here in Montserrat. And I think they call this to look at because you have an amazing view right here of the ocean.
Yeah, where the steam is, right?
Right.
I can barely see that.
And that entire mountain we're trying to look at on the right did not exist.
Wow. So that was just formed?
Formed, yeah.
And it's still steaming, so it's still...
This side would be considered a little more dangerous, I think.
Yeah, and this is where the airport used to be? You said it was
so
like right there?
Actually, it's very hard to see, but kind of in this V, you see this little bush V there, and the terminal building, the control tower, all that's buried, and pretty much all the gray beyond that point to the sea is all new land, completely covered. But between that area and Plymouth, were areas of agriculture and farming on the other side of this ridge. You can understand how something like this could happen, because to provide for your family, go to that, agriculture was part of their livelihood. And of course, you could see why people would continue doing this, waiting for weeks to happen, for something to happen that hadn't happened yet, and it just kind of caught up with them.
Okay.
But a lot of people didn't realize how dangerous a volcano was until this event, losing lives, and then people took it a little more seriously after that.
Nice to meet you, Sonny.
Absolutely.
Maybe I can get your contact too, and just in case I have any questions.
Sure, definitely.
I'm sure Josh can just give it to me.
Yeah, I'll forward you his WhatsApp.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, awesome. Let me grab my things and we'll be going.
Absolutely. Is that Starlink?
That is Starlink, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
All right, thanks, Sonny.
Awesome. We'll catch up later.
Yep.
All right, I'll see you around.
Yeah, I'll see you around, Sonny. Thanks so much. So I just got back to my accommodation. Sonny dropped this off. What an incredible day. I learned so much about Montserrat, and I'm so glad that Sonny got to show us around, because it gives me a better idea of what to do now and where to go to, because within these next 7 days I have a lot more to see. And yeah, can't imagine coming here without having that knowledge. It probably would have sucked. In the first episode of this journey through Montserrat, I uncovered the island's buried past, tracing the footsteps of a once thriving paradise lost to fire and ash as I wandered through the abandoned streets of Plymouth, Montserrat's former capital. It's a ghost city where time stopped, and each day, its story pulls me deeper. In this second episode of my 3-part documentary series, I set my sights on Richmond Hill, a neighborhood that once shimmered with elegance, perched above the hills with sweeping views of the island. It was home to Montserrat's elite. Now, it lies frozen in the moment when families fled. This is Richmond Hill, where luxury met disaster, and a story where even nature knows no bounds. This island barely has any phone signal wherever you go, but I have Starlink, right? I have a Starlink Mini that's been hooked up at my accommodation. Now, I love this thing. Basically, I can just live anywhere remotely and have fast internet. Look how small it is, too. This actually fits on my laptop sleeve in my backpack. Starlink Mini, I love you. If you guys want to purchase a Starlink Mini, you can use my affiliate code, and both of us will get 1 free month. So, yeah. Take a look in my description below. Not sponsored, by the way. Another day in the office right now.
Yeah. It feels like it. We really are going to work.
This is an exciting one, guys, because we're going to be exploring Richmond Hill today. Perched atop the lush hills of Montserrat stood Richmond Hill, a quiet neighborhood overlooking the vibrant capital, Plymouth. Here, residents enjoyed a tranquil Caribbean life, and tourists admired panoramic views from the charming Montserrat Springs Hotel. For decades, Richmond Hill was more than just a picturesque suburb. It was home for many residents, but then everything changed when the mountain, which had slumbered for centuries, roared to life, sending ash into the sky. Richmond Hill, just north of Plymouth, seemed safe, a place where families clung to hope, believing the worst night might pass by. However, as the air grew heavy
and the skies darkened, the tremors beneath their feet became impossible to ignore. Then, evacuation orders came swiftly, a precaution met with hesitation. As days turned to weeks, the danger grew, forcing families to make impossible choices. They packed what little they could, locking doors that would never open again, stepping away from homes they had poured their lives into. April 9th, 1996 marked the final call to evacuate Richmond Hill. There was no more time to wait. Residents described a desperate scramble, grabbing belongings, helping neighbors, and looking back one last time at a place that had shaped their lives. And for many, that was when reality set in. While Richmond Hill was spared the worst of the lava, it was drowned by ash, its homes collapsing under the weight of time and abandonment. And what had once been a haven, place of laughter and love, was now a silent ruin. Today, Richmond Hill stands frozen in time, its empty streets still whispering stories of the past. And abandoned mansions and large houses, once symbols of prosperity, now sit as crumbling relics of what once was. As we made our way towards Richmond Hill, we ran into a few unexpected challenges. It just so happened to be the first Sunday of the month, a day where nearly all the gas stations and stores on the island shut down. Our car was running on empty, and to make matters worse, we had a long journey ahead of us with no food or water in sight. But just as the situation started to feel dire, our guide Sonny came to the rescue.
Yes.
Yeah, first off,
He had a bit of gas stored at home, and he offered to help.
Send you a location pin right now.
been a wild one this morning, but we're making it through.
Not long after that phone call, we spotted a tiny little restaurant tucked away along the road.
Hungry. We need drinks.
You need drinks?
Yeah. You're like the only one open right now today.
Yeah, but no.
Wow, you're hustling.
Normally open on a Sunday.
Yeah.
For breakfast and I do lunch.
Oh, that's awesome. Guys, the crazy thing is, this is literally all the cash we have right now today.
To our names.
Yeah, to our names. Wow. That's the best breakfast I've ever seen. You guys want breakfast, come here to Jan's Kitchen whenever you're in Montserrat. He knows what's up.
Yeah, bro. It's nice food in the morning. You know?
Hell yeah.
Thank you so much, guys.
We finally got to Sonny's place and filled up the gas tank. It was my turn to drive, so I jumped behind the wheel and took off toward Richmond Hill.
So I just parked the car. We're gonna park here. So this is known as Richmond Hills. You can think of it as like the Hollywood Hills version of Montserrat. A lot of these homes were big houses, mansions, and it's kind of like the only area to explore abandoned buildings. Plymouth is off limits. That's more of the exclusion zone. But right now we're hiking to a spot where a friend came here before and left his machete. So that's nice of him to kind of give us the coordinates. I wonder if it's still there. Yeah. Oh my God, it's like a quest. I feel like I'm in a video game. Bro, look how shiny it is.
Well, that's our
it's
machete.
Like gold.
Just found it.
The golden machete that will save us. All right, well, I'm gonna leave the machete right there. Let's explore this mansion first. You had a strange door right here. Wonder why they would have something like that. Goes to the kitchen, but we can just go around. Guess this led to like some of the guest rooms. Here's like a bathroom in the hall. And these must have been bedrooms at one point. Oh no, rest in peace, buddy. This mouse is a big one. We still have stuff inside these cabinets. Not too many. Wow, look over here. It's a pretty neat layout. It's like the shape of an octagon. I guess this would have been the fireplace. It almost looked like it could have been. Then it just wraps around. Here's the kitchen. I guess you wouldn't call this a mansion. It's still quite small. Damn, but it's still a nice home to live in. The layout is pretty unique. Still got the oven right here too. Looks like someone was trying to pull it out. Man, just imagine the family just trying to evacuate. Seems like whoever lived here took everything. Alright, let's go walk outside over here. Whoa. Check out their deck. I think it goes all around, or halfway around at least. Oh, look. There's a pool. There's actually a frog swimming in it. He's just swimming in the still water. I've never seen green water like this in my entire life in a pool. And I've seen a lot of still water before. Pretty cool mansion. You can tell they had a nice view before everything just got overgrown. Came with a pool. I like the inside of the mansion too. Guess I should take this with me. Well, I'm split up from my friend because there's just too much to cover. I guess I'll look at my map and try to figure out like what buildings I should check. That's the only way to even know where you're going. So we're right there. I guess we just keep walking down the street. Wow. Look at this one. This is such a unique design. Almost looks like a mill. Jeez, this is the thorn bushes I hate. And I know I'm by myself right now. I don't even know where Josh is. But I feel safe. I don't think Montserrat has any dangerous animals to watch out for. And I got the machete with me. Something is making those. It could be a donkey or a horse. Which I'm not worried. That seems kind of easy to check. Seems like even people walked up here. Whoa. I can see some stuff peeking through the window. Half this home is buried. Damn, this is the entrance of the home. Here's the kitchen, and we can get a good look at the inside too. Let's get inside there. We can go through here. Wow, look at the toilet. It's almost completely buried. That's how you know how tall the sand is. This place is probably buried with like 3 feet of volcanic ash. Unreal. Wow. Look at that. People's luggages and clothes look like they were like packing up to leave. And man, look at there's a wardrobe right here with stuff in it. Wow. The roof has completely collapsed. This is unbelievable. Could this be an album? I think it is. It's very destroyed. It's falling apart. I feel bad doing this. These used to be the photos, but you can't even make out anything no more. Oh, I feel so much better. Look at that. There's the mattress. It's all flattened. Whoa, is that a bottle of wine right there? So I gotta watch where I step because some of the dirt, it might actually be a hole in them. So I have to be extra careful here. I just stepped over there. I heard like a pretty loud creak. So I'm not even gonna bother. I'm just gonna follow the path right here. Always gotta be careful when exploring places like these. Holy crap. It's for the year 1997. Damn, they should take this and put it inside a museum. There's still wine. Jug, look at that. It's pretty big. The kitchen is pretty preserved. Really well. We got some plates in here. Some of these may be even like antiques that you can't even get no more. Yeah, these are stuff like worthy for a museum. Look at the dirt, there's like no footprints at all, so I'm like one of the very first to be in here. Wow, that's a nice cute little pan too. It's not in bad shape. The chair is literally half buried. Unreal. You know, things might have been moved around, like this refrigerator right there. That was the main entrance. Nice balcony over here. All of these homes must have been looking over an amazing view before. It's starting to rain again. This must have been the master bedroom. You know, these things to me I would consider artifacts now. They've been abandoned here for so long, it's just a part of history. Like, look at this thing. The opinions expressed by the husband of this house are not necessarily those of the management. No signposts in the sea. Wow, are these coins? I think this is money. I just found coins, guys. It could be the currency they use here. I'm not really sure. Yep. Oh my god, here's a photo of a casket? Oh my god. I guess one of their family members or friends died. This is a photo of them. I mean, it looks like someone was ravaging through these drawers before me. There's some clothes. I bet the bed is right under me. Someone was squatting in here, actually. They used that as a pillow, and this as like just a cushion to lay on. Wow, there's even more clothes on this. You know this was the master bedroom when you have a bathroom attached to it. I found like a shaver. Yeah, this is an electric shaver. Or what's left of it. It's so weird. These type of thorns are... They're like thorns coming out of the trees. They're not even thorn bushes, they're like thorn branches. I have to go through all of these things. Look how big they are. Oh man. Definitely can't go through that, but I can maybe climb up here and make my way up. There's a garage there, maybe they had a car. But damn, this was a big house. I think I'll leave my backpack right here. Damn, check how rusty the railings are. Would not want to cut myself on this. Yeah, this one's big. Has a garage too. I like what I'm seeing. Damn, this is falling apart though. Look at that. Oh my god, you gotta watch where you're stepping. Look at these rusty nails all over the floor. Yo, watch where you step. There's like rusty nails everywhere. I'm gonna smush them so no one gets hurt in the future. I say we head inside now. There's a vacuum. The boss. We're entering from one of the bedrooms, I guess. Oh, I like this a lot. He had so many rooms just down this hall. And look at the bathroom. The design. It's so cool. Very Caribbean. And it was pretty big. Some old record albums in here. Oh my god, some of these could be rare. But I don't think they have the disc in them. I don't feel anything. Oh, this one still has it, I think. Yep, it's still in there. I'm trying to see if they have like Michael Jackson or like Elvis in here. You can tell though, whoever lived in here loved music. There's a little stack. Might be too much. I might be here for a while just doing this. I'm not familiar with any of them. I also feel like another squatter must have been here too at one point. Just dropped the mattress here and went to bed. Wow. Really nice layout here too. I love how every home we've been to so far has a different layout. They're not cookie cutter homes where they all look the same, which makes it good and a bad thing because there's hundreds of houses here. And now I just want to see them all because the layouts are just so completely different. Who knows what else we could find. So far we've found so many cool things inside these buildings. Now what I'm really looking for though is a car. I know there must be cars left behind here, right? Found more records in here. Yeah, these are just completely destroyed now. Some of these were probably taken out from the closet we just checked. Maybe that's why some of them were empty. They must have had some sort of TV shelf right there. Maybe like some surround system. And they were just blasting music every day. Imagine that. Blasting music in this room and just having a good time. Looks like this was the TV remote. And you had the teapot. Made by Swan. This is really damaged up. And finally, we're checking out the last rooms. Looks like every bedroom had an attached bathroom. Whoa. That looks pretty sick for a photo. I love the greenery in here. Looks like CGI or AI. There's some still water. Wow, this is such a cool bathroom. This is the coolest abandoned bathroom ever. Even have the hole in the ceiling. Almost forgot to check this room. Looks like someone kicked this door open. It's a kid's room. I think this is my favorite room in this mansion. I mean, back in the day, I can just imagine how a kid would feel just leaving their home. Look at this, we even have a rock collection. I remember doing that as a kid. Looks like there was a fire that happened in here too. These books look burnt. Maybe that's why the ceiling kind of got destroyed. Maybe during the eruption there was embers flying around in the air too, and maybe it damaged some of these homes and some of them caught on fire. This is cute. Surprisingly, they're not kid clothes. Looks like they belong to the parent. Well, I can go back where I came from, but I think I'm gonna take the stairs down here. I think this leads to the garage and we can make our way out from there. Sadly, there's no car. I've been here long enough. I'm gonna grab my bag and go to the next place. Oh boy, my bag is soaked, but thankfully it's waterproof. Shout out to Shimoda, by the way, for hooking me up with this backpack. Wasn't sponsored, but he gave it to me. Such a good bag. Let's head back down. Gotta go through these thorns again. Ow, fuck! Well, I'm really surprised the path is clear. You know, I've been noticing clear paths to these abandoned homes, and I'm guessing they could be from animals or just people, locals exploring the place. That looks like a beehive. I would have to pass by it to get to this house. This could be a better path. This looks pretty clean. This one's not even that overgrown. I'm not seeing any human footprints, but I'm seeing animal prints. Maybe animals use this as shelter. There's nothing really here. But that view looks incredible. I gotta see that. And there's some rooms over there we can check out too. Might even take a little break over here. What a view. This had one of the best views on the island. Unreal. Look at what I'm looking at right now. It feels so nice being here, just listening to the birds chirping. It's very cloudy today. Those clouds might be coming from the volcano. But that is a breathtaking view. It might be a small house, but definitely had one of the best views here in the neighborhood. I might be underestimating this place because by the looks of it, there's like multiple floors. There's a lot of junk down there. You can see lots of birds down there. Here's the back of the kitchen. This is a newspaper from 1993. It says Sparrow on the Run, the Montserrat Reporter. This was like 4 years before The volcanic eruption. Water. Oh man, that felt so good. Let's see what time it is. It's 12:47 right now. I got here around maybe 8 or 9, so I've been exploring for 4 or 5 hours. I only did 3 abandoned homes. I don't know why it's taking that long, but I think it's just because every house is different. Its own unique layout, its own unique stuff inside. Everything is unique that I'm just trying to get all the details, and it's just taking up so much time. It's crazy. There's probably like more than like 50 mansions and houses here to even see. So, wow. Can't imagine how long it would take to do all of them. Thought I heard a growl. Maybe that was just the wind. Hello? I hate littering. Even in abandoned places, I don't throw my trash in them. Alright, I can hear some noises coming inside these rooms. I don't know if it's an animal, or it could be a bat. I'm seeing bat poop too in here. And there's one in the bedrooms. Some toys laying on the floor. Here's the shared bathroom. Not sure where their sink went. Crazy enough, this door's closed. Can it even open? It's locked. I'm not really the one to bust doors open, so I'm just gonna leave it. Wow, there's still some clothes hanging in this room. And this just wraps around back to the balcony. Looks like this could have been some sort of trophy, maybe for a kid. Well, what do you know? There's a car, out of all places. Never would have thought there'd be a car here because I wasn't expecting a driveway, but I guess over there was the driveway at one point in time to get to the garage. Some of these plants look scary, like look at this thing. That looks poisonous or something. Would you look at that? It's hard to tell what kind of car it was. Don't think I've ever seen anything like it, but definitely looks like a sports car. Maybe the acid rain got to it and literally deteriorated the backside because it was not protected. Can we open the door? I might be the first one to do this. Oh my gosh. It's a BMW. I can see the logo right there. It smells like some animal died in here. But it has to be like a 90s edition BMW. The seats are nice. They have like fur on it. Just take a look at the level of the volcanic ash. Literally covering half of the wheel right there. Well, I got to find out that this car was a BMW. Crazy enough. You know, it's hard. You can't see the emblem from the back because it's literally destroyed. And the front is all the way pushed up to the wall. But the steering wheel has the BMW logo. I just don't know which type of model or year this was. Heck, I was right. This is a sports car, a luxury sedan. But people race with these. That's one thing I noticed in Montserrat, is that they really have this big car scene. A lot of the youngsters, they all drive like JDM cars. And I think last night when I was sleeping, I could hear them race at night. There we go. So people know I'm the first to find this. Oh. That was really easy. The engine is literally still there. No one has taken anything out of it. It's probably all rustied up by now though. The past 2 decades, no one has stolen anything. Scrappers don't even come here to take stuff. Or maybe there's none on the island. Everyone's just super nice. They don't even bother stealing. What a great find. Hopefully we can find more abandoned cars in some of these homes. I don't know what could beat this car. Right next to the car was where the lounge or living room was. I feel like the living room must have been the one upstairs. This is more of like, you know, the crash pad down in the basement type of thing. And there's also just a bunch of stuff laying all around. You know, I bet a lot of the cool things are just buried underneath us. Shit. Here's a photo. Oh my gosh. That was the kid that lived here. I guess this was the family's son. Jeez, it's kind of crazy how the sand ended up getting in here. I mean, like how? How is that possible? It's right behind everything. How did all the volcanic ash just rush inside here? Upstairs was fine, but not down here. I wonder if there was like another vehicle parked back here. Nope. That was the only garage they had. Damn. These are shoes meant for like a 1-year-old. Honestly, it seems like they were just like packing up in a rush and just got out of here. This room next to the car, it's like a pretty decent storage room. There's like a computer right there. Okay, there's no other cars in here. Lots of junk. Now that I think of it, I think the ash fall, or volcanic ash, must have slidden down the hill onto here. And that's why this is affected, while the upstairs floors is not. Upstairs was just higher ground. We all know what happens when you're on the high ground. Back in the car, that was a trek. And I'm over here carrying like a 50-pound backpack. We're just inside back at the car taking a short break. We're gonna drink up. You know, we don't want to get dehydrated. It's very easy for that to happen in this hot weather and for the amount of hiking we're doing. Ooh, wow, look at that. Janet's kitchen. She cooks good food, that's for sure. Anyway, I hope you guys have been enjoying the video so far. If you have, let me know what you like about it so far in the comments below. Alright, well, joining up with Josh for this one. We might need to team up here. Who knows? We heard monkeys. So we gotta be careful. I'm surprised this path is not overgrown. Just walked through a cobweb. I've been walking through cobwebs this entire explore. Luckily the spiders are only like this big. If we were to explore this during the summer, there'd be wasps and bees everywhere flying, and even way more bugs than spiders. Dude, this property had like giant palm trees, like coconut trees, dude.
Coconuts.
Bro, maybe if we can find a coconut, I'll
Oh
open
my
it
God.
up with the machete.
Yes, yes.
Hopefully we can find one.
Right, we do have that machete. We never used it yet, right?
No, I have it right here on my bag.
Sounds like it's like in there.
Someone playing the drums? That'd be wild if we stepped inside someone's abandoned mansion, some dude playing the bongos. Wow guys, another rare car that we just found. This is a Volkswagen St. Martin's motor. Let's see if we can open the door. Come on. Wow. Dude, that is pristine in here. Really nice. It's a stick shift. I love stick shift. It's weird. This car is imported. The steering wheel is on the left side. Awesome. Like I said, there's a whole car community here in Montserrat, so it doesn't surprise me that this is the second sports car we found. I think the first one was a lot cooler though, but maybe the owner could have been out traveling outside of the island and was never here for the eruption. Then again, they also never had enough time. They had to just evacuate immediately and leave their precious things behind, like their cars. And although we did explore a lot of homes without them, without any cars, I feel like, you know, some of the cars must be buried underground. This could have been the family's name. Hillcomb. Anyway, let's go up these steps and see what's inside. Already I'm liking the layout. It's really unique. Wow. Really nice balcony or patio, whatever you want to call it. This mansion was like shaped like a square. And you know what's crazy? You have a cactus growing here and some trees. Whoa, there's literally trees growing. I don't see anything. Oh, everything's just overgrown. I was thinking maybe there's a pool in the back. Let me try to see. Doesn't really look like it. Okay. What the fuck? Oh my god, that's just a branch that touched my back. This guy must have been into fine arts. Whoa. Yeah, this guy never packed anything. Wow, this is the most hoarded mansion or home so far. There's the refrigerator wide open. Good thing it's not smelling. Jeez. Yikes. I guess whoever lived here must have been some sort of hoarder. Jeez. This is too much in here. Furniture and everything, all the books just laying on the bookshelves. It's a seashell collection. There's more seashells right here. Tiny ones though. Now, this is a cactus. Looks like this was someone's fence. So these are the size of the spiders. They're really tiny. I don't even know if my camera can even see it. We're trapped by this little fucking spider.
Oh, he's fighting back, bro.
I'm gonna put it on your camera.
Yo! Alright, leave him there.
Yep.
Alright, good. We're good to go. Everything, we're good.
That was the hardest thing here, bro.
That was the hardest. We were lucky.
Yeah.
Got lucky there.
Could have died by that little thing. These thorns! Fuck! Ah! Whoa. This looks like a huge mansion. What kind of car is this, guys? I've never even seen a car like that before. Let me know down in the comments what it could be. But let's go take a closer look. For the most part, I like the entrance of their home. I love like these plants that they grew. But you can see the slope kind of gave way to the pyroclasmic flow to come in here. I can't believe that was the garage. Wow. This place is beautiful though. Okay, you can tell the owner of this mansion had money. This must have been the living room and I love it. You had like these high ceiling windows, great natural lighting coming in. This makes me want to live here in Montserrat if I had a home like this. Man, they were so close to the beach. They probably went there every day and just collected these shells. What's this on the table? It's a backpack. Like a school bag. Wonder if there's anything inside. It's just dirt and ash. Very fortunate and unfortunate at the same time. Like, this is such an amazing home. I would have been so devastated if I lost it like this. The crazy thing is, I don't know how insurance works with certain situations like this. You know, you have flooding, you have fire, but pyroclasmic volcanic ash, like, I think you're just supposed to leave everything behind. Dude, here's the kitchen. Oh my god, this is a chef's paradise. It's huge. And there's the car. Wow. Look at that. They had drinks here. These actually look like tings. How's the refrigerator looking? Not bad. What's over here? Just a little back area. Shit. Why did I feel like a drop right there? Check out the cabinet and what they stored in here. Got rum. Oh my god, look at that. That's about to fall any minute. Looks like there was like a wasp nest. But man, oh man, look at this baby. Oh, this is a nice car. It's really big. I'm not sure if it was a sports car or what. There's a D emblem on there. If you happen to know what kind of car this is, let me know down in the comments. I have no clue. Looks like a muscle car. Oh my god, it's a hummingbird. Oh, damn it. For a second it was just flying, but I don't think I got it in focus. This is so crazy. This is the most buried vehicle so far. Let's take a look inside. Oh, okay. That's a nice stick. Yeah, you see, this one, the steering wheel's on the right side. So this was probably imported from the UK. Wow, this is a nice room. I think it's like soundproof too. My voice is like echoey. This is probably a good place to do some work or read a book. I mean, look at it right here. There's some books on this bookshelf. This is probably what it was meant for, and then you had an amazing view of the ocean and the volcano. I just noticed the calendar right here. From 1993. Yeah, look at that. It's a British flag. The family that lived here was probably British. There's the bathroom. So much volcanic ash in this one mansion. There's a hat. Oh, there's some shoes and slippers and sandals. Oh, damn, this is so sick. You can see Plymouth all the way over there. Overgrown, abandoned, lonely. Just calling my name. I don't think I'm gonna be exploring it on this series. I know, you guys might be disappointed, but let me tell you why. That is the exclusion zone. You need special permission to get there. Like, really big permission. Not only that, but our guide too. I want to be respectful. They helped us a lot, they gave us this opportunity, and I don't want to ruin that. Another thing too, throughout this whole explore, you saw all those thorn bushes, or thorn branches, those 4-inch thorns. Look, that's everywhere over there, even more. So just imagine trekking through all of that. You're gonna get needles everywhere. You're gonna be bleeding to death probably, or maybe not, but it's gonna be a nightmare anyway. If the stars align, the stars align, and hopefully one day, with this video, we can help out the island, and maybe the island will like it enough to invite me back and maybe do an expedition over there. I would love that. There's a pool right there. It's dried up. I don't even know if we can get to it. And there's the port where they ship the coal or the sand mine. This would lead to the pool, but it's so hard to get to. It's literally too overgrown with all these prickly little devils. This definitely was not made by God. What is the point of this? Why would this be needed? Finally, made it to the car. I can't even speak right now.
Dude, I don't even want to do anything.
We did 3.43 miles of hiking through thorns, through hills, hilltops. I'm gonna get them abs. I'm losing the dad bod, hopefully. Yes. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'm gonna lose it all, get some abs. You guys can check out my OnlyFans, and life will be great.
After spending several relaxing days soaking in the beauty of Montserrat Island, I stumbled upon a charming little spot called the Hilltop Coffee House. It was here that my guide Sunny, along with the cafe's host, revealed fascinating insights about one of the island's most iconic buildings.
Now there's actually a recording studio called Air Studios.
To my surprise, I learned that this once thriving recording studio now lies abandoned. Yet its walls still echo with the sounds of legendary artists like Paul McCartney, Elton John, the Rolling Stones, and my all-time favorite, Michael Jackson. Intrigued by these stories, I immediately set my sights on exploring Air Studios myself. And as the sun set, I wrapped up a perfect day at the beach and enjoyed a delicious dinner, knowing exactly what my mission would be when morning came.
So this is how it looks like outside of my Airbnb. I got iguanas! Holy crap. This is my first time seeing them this close in person. Okay, so we just made it to Air Studios. Trust me, man. I've been doing this for years. Nice.
In 1979, captivated by Montserrat's secluded beauty, Sir George Martin, the legendary producer, renowned for his work with the Beatles, established Air Studios Montserrat. This idyllic sanctuary offered artists an escape from the pressures of fame, allowing them to immerse themselves in their craft amidst the island's tranquil surroundings. Among the illustrious musicians drawn to this Caribbean haven was Michael Jackson, the king of pop. Seeking solace and inspiration, Jackson visited Montserrat, finding respite in the relentless spotlight, his private island getaway. While specific details of his time on the island remain scarce, his presence added to the studio's storied legacy and secret of Air Studios. Montserrat became the birthplace of numerous iconic albums. The Police recorded Ghosts in the Machine and Synchronicity within its walls, while Dire Straits crafted their timeless Brothers in Arms. Other legends including Elton John, Paul McCartney, and the Rolling Stones also left their mark, creating music that continues to resonate across generations. However, paradise would also come to an end. In 1989, Hurricane Hugo ravaged Montserrat, inflicting severe damage upon the studio. The final blow came in 1995 when the Soufrière Hills Volcano erupted, burying much of the island, including the remnants of Air Studio, in layers of ash. Though the melodies have faded, the spirit of the music created there endures, echoes in the hearts of those who remember its golden age.
Got a whole still water pool. That was a pretty good way in and out, dude.
Look how overflowed the water is.
Yeah, it is really overflowed. There's tadpoles swimming in there. I can see them.
Where?
Yeah, I can't believe the legends used to come here. It's an interesting place, but I can see why they would record music here. It's secluded, it's quiet, it's peaceful. They had a nice pool to jump in. I would expect them to be near a beach though, or maybe have a better view. You don't really get a crazy view from here. Can't believe the likes of like Paul McCartney and Stevie Wonder would just probably be swimming in there. This whole studio started off by George Martin, the producer of the Beatles. And I guess he decided to build a studio here one day after having a vacation here on the island on Montserrat. He loved it so much, he's like, I want to make a studio right here. And his other one was in London, and it was like one of the best studios ever. It had all the best technology, all the latest equipment you can possibly think of. And the studio right behind me was completely identical to it. It had all the same latest technology, all the same equipment, and it was the best studio to ever been built here on the island. People say that Michael Jackson also paid a visit, but I'm not sure if he was recording music here. There was never a record that showed that. Let's go inside one of the buildings now. Damn. So what's this part, you think?
I think this is like where they recorded.
No, it looks like more like a lounge room.
Could be.
Or maybe they could have recorded here, but I just think it's too big. I would think they'd be like a little studio with soundproofing. But look, this used to be like a stereo system. I think the recording studio was in here. This makes way more sense actually. You can tell because of all the electrical stuff everywhere. They probably had so much musical equipment. And look at this. This is all the controls for the lights. Even have them labeled. All white light switch by studio door. Even says the studio name. Studio track, control room. And you can even change the colors for different lighting. Damn, it is just way too moldy now. I can even taste it in my mouth. Hopefully that's not true. Hopefully my mind's playing tricks on me, but this room got completely wrecked, guys. Probably from water damage leaking from the ceiling. I wonder if it's safe to walk through this. There's another room right there, but I'm not sure. It doesn't look too important. Holy crap, you can see there's so many beehives. What's inside here? It's empty. Okay, it looks like we can actually maybe get to the top from here if we keep walking. Looks like this stairway got a little bit blocked off. I just climbed it. Oh my god, yeah, we're not taking a step close over there. That wooden floor is crumbling to pieces. But I think this is safe because it's made of like concrete. Oh my god, there's a giant iguana right there. Oh man. Did I just invade his territory? Alright, I'm just gonna stay a little bit far from that guy. Oh. So these must have been the rooms where the guests would stay. Maybe these were the bedrooms. Now it's just home to this iguana looking thing. Maybe it's not even an iguana. You can see some of the studio lights up here too. Just imagine, guys, this is probably your bedroom right here. You'd wake up, you just open the sliding door, walk outside to this balcony, and you see this amazing view right in front of you. Dang, look at the overgrowth now. This was like the courtyard area. So my iguana friend just left. He went somewhere over there. Hopefully he's safe and sound. But check this out. This is a nice view of the pool from up here. You had a nice little fountain. Alright, so that's how it looks like from the first floor. There's a sign right there. Bro, there's little frogs here just jumping around, dude.
I've never seen that.
Bro, I was like, what are those flies? There's tiny frogs all hopping around. There's that lizard I just saw earlier just chilling. He's like sleeping on the ledge over there now. We're now leaving. I got to film pretty much everything to see there at Air Studios. Fascinating place, one of the coolest abandoned places here on Montserrat. Alright guys, so this is our next explore next to Richmond Hill. There's an area called Fox Bay. It's right by the beach, and this is also a nice little neighborhood where rich people would stay and live at. So we're gonna check out some of the houses and mansions there. Most of them are mansions, and apparently they're freaking huge, bigger than the ones we saw the other day. So I'm quite excited for this.
Me
and
too.
We're taking this road. We don't even know how it will look like, but so far so good. Whoa, that's like just a frame of the mansion now.
I didn't even
Look at that mansion.
That looks sick, huh?
Yeah. All these mansions, man, they all have their own unique design and architecture to them, which is why I love exploring here. Here's another one. You can hardly see it in the woods. Now, there's a reason why that these mansions are gonna be a lot bigger, and that's because the super elite, this is where they would stay. You can think of it like the CEOs of companies, they would stay here, while like just regular millionaires were just living at Richmond Hill. You can see the ocean straight ahead. The waves just roaring.
You could hear the waves, huh?
Yeah, it's nice. Hey, look, there's a mansion peeking right there too, on top of that hill. Well, anyway, like I said, we only chose the big mansions here that we thought might be the best ones. If it's a big mansion, whoever lived in it must have had the most money in the neighborhood, right? So that's what I'm hoping for, and we'll see. There's too many other buildings here, but as you saw, a lot of times they're just like empty shells now. I don't want to waste our time exploring those. I just want to pick the best of the best here. I'm almost walked into this spider. Look how unique the spiders are. There's a lot of unique looking spiders on this island. Keep on doing that. Yup. There you go.
I'm like a wizard with my wand.
You're like sword fighting right now.
You're a wizard, Harry. Boom. Wingardium Leviosa.
Oh shit!
What?
You got spider?
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
What is this, so?
Dude, this looks like it could have been a car at one point.
So
yeah, there's the engine right here.
How is it this destroyed? Look
Oh,
at that. Is
dude,
that boat crashed?
that's a yacht. Like a little one. Yeah. So this boat must have belonged to another person. Maybe he lived up the hill from us, where we are right now. And I guess when the landslide happened, the pyroclasmic ash, when that came down, it probably took it with it, and then it landed here. Pretty nuts. Because you would think like it would be half buried, but no, it's not. And you got some plants growing inside now. And right next to it is a mansion. I guess we can take a look inside. And maybe this car also got carried here too by the ashfall. Crazy, you can see the dashboard of the car and the steering wheel right here. Wonder what kind of car this is. The steering wheel says it was a Ford, so this was like some type of Ford vehicle. The seats are pretty nice too. They looks like they're like racing seats. Could have been a sports car. Maybe even a Mustang, I'm not sure. And this was probably imported from America, not just because it's a Ford, but you can tell by the steering wheel too, it's on the left side. This is probably their deck. You had like a little nice bench seat, probably to overlook a view and just relax. The door over here completely fell down. This must have been like a little private section at one point in time. And those windows probably had a nice view of the ocean.
Check this. It's like a reminder for the Vision Center of Plymouth.
So what, was this like an eye care place?
Yup. But it's just about the cool date.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a postcard. We have a lot of them here actually. Yeah, this was the kitchen. We got a speaker right there. Here was one of the bedrooms. The bed is half buried. Another bedroom too. And here's the bathroom. Holy crap, look at that still water. It's like completely black. Jeez, I've never seen black still water before. It's probably black because of the ash. The mansion is big, but it's now quite small. I think the whole first floor has been buried. And there's another section of the mansion over there. Might have been a kid's room. I can see a teddy bear right there. Definitely had a family. Look at this. It's a stuffed bunny. It kind of reminds me of a Labu Labu. I don't know if you guys have known about those, but those are really popular nowadays. This looks pretty cool. Damn, this is made of like marble or emerald, bro. What the hell? Dude. This is beautiful. This might be like worth something. Where'd that come from?
A whole helicopter flew over us. I didn't capture it in time.
I heard it. Coming across now. It kind of looks like a tiny bird got caught onto this thorn branch and died here. Anyway, this led to a bedroom. Looks like this was a photo album at one point. But I can't make up anything. Could have been one of the best bedrooms here. Even has an attached bathroom right over there. I think a female was staying in this bedroom. Okay, guys. Holy shit. That was a long trek through the woods, but totally worth it. This is unreal. Let me show you a closer look. So by the looks of it, it looks like a Volkswagen Volvo GLE. It's very, very rusty, and there's a lot of like volcanic ash on top of it. No, this one doesn't open. It's so rusty, you can't even open it. There's the steering wheel. Dashboard's completely intact. Came with leather seats. Sport edition too. And everywhere we go, it seemed like every person living here owned a sports car. Let's check the back too. Back looks pretty comfy. All the cars from like the 80s and 90s all kind of look the same. I wonder if we can open the trunk. Yep. Huh. They didn't really keep anything too crazy. Anyway, let's start heading inside the building. So this was the basement. And there was the garage. It's very empty in here. But then again, a lot of things just could be buried. You know, this probably led down to the beach. It was probably such an amazing home to live in. Now, hopefully, there's a way to get upstairs from here. Yeah, very empty in the downstairs floor. Okay. We have to walk up here to explore the first floor. Jeez. Oh man, there's nothing. Everything is just destroyed. But it's still cool to show you guys. You can maybe use your imagination how luxurious this mansion would have been. Every single ceiling has just fallen. But I'm not stepping foot on the floor here because I don't know what I'm dealing with. I mean, you guys can already see it where I am. It's a little bit of a death trap, so I'm not gonna really risk it. Wow, there's a very old sewing machine. It is now literally a garden in this once bedroom. I'm always amazed to see how a tree can be just growing in some of these homes. Just made it over here. Found another path. Maybe I think it leads to another mansion. But jeez, more thorns as always. Wow, I was gonna say, look at this estate. It has a giant wall, and even the gate has a lock on it. Bro, they had a crazy driveway.
We gotta jump this, I think.
No, I don't think so. Hold on.
It's like all fenced in. I really think we have to jump this one.
You wanna see me work my magic? 1, 2.
Wow. Thanks to Steve's Fry Chop we got here.
This is probably where Bruce Wayne lived. I mean, bro, you could park like 10 cars just right here. He had like an entire parking lot in front of his mansion. And he's like so close to the beach right now, it's insane. Some of the best mansions were probably right next to the beach, and that's why we came here to check it out. Just entering the home was pretty crazy. Look at the entrance to this mansion. Whoa. Oh my god, this is too amazing, guys. So one thing I noticed is that there were boards on the door at one point in time, and they had boards on the windows. That kind of shows that, like, after the whole eruption thing in 1995, 1997, throughout the late 90s, people were probably coming to their homes to secure it. But I think they were never allowed to just come back. Over time, Mother Nature just took over. That thing looks like it's about to fall any moment. Wow. It's nuts how there's a tree growing in the middle of this place now. You had like 2 stairways. Pretty nice. I love how everything is like an open layout as well. Right in the center, you just have so much space and it's not disrupted of any hallway. Here's a bathroom, literally right next to the main entrance. You can just tell how beautiful and grand it is. Still have the wallpaper and the marble in here too. Jeez, I'm stepping into like their little living room or main living room space right now. They had these still on the wall, all hanged up. Wonder what that could be, but it looks pretty cool. Now the reason why I wanted to walk down here in the first place was not only to show it off, but right here you can see like how much volcanic ash is around this area. Look how tall that is. But that's like, I would like to say like maybe a foot of volcanic ash. You were able to just open this door and go straight to the backyard where the beach is. Well, there's some VHS tapes here. Pretty sure these are damaged up. Wouldn't be able to kind of recover these. I think this has to be my favorite abandoned mansion so far. This is like the type of mansion you would see in the Hollywood Hills. And also, the stairway is made of marble too. Well, there's a tree right over there. Literally growing in. And there's a lot of beehives. Look at that. Those are huge. That was probably on the ceiling. This tree probably has something to do with it. Maybe once it started growing in, the ceiling couldn't handle the weight anymore. Now before heading upstairs, we have to check out this room, and this is the kitchen. It's a decent sized kitchen, you know. I would expect something much bigger from a mansion this big. But hey, you had all the space you need in here. We still have some of the soap. This is just really crazy to me. We have some stuff here. American University of the Caribbean graduation ceremony. Holy crap. Whoever lived here graduated from the American University of the Caribbean, and this is an invitation letter. There's like so many of them. It's kind of sad to see. Imagine if they evacuated around the time they graduated, lost their home and everything. I guess this must have led to the balcony. It was probably like a sliding door, and they boarded it shut. But look at right here on the wall. You got these two paintings. Very abstract. I'm not even sure who the artist could be. I wonder if we can even find the name written on there. I think I do see the tag. So this was the artist. So I'm not sure who this artist is. Stephen something. Stephen Kyle. But heck, this is authentic and it's probably worth hundreds to maybe thousands of dollars. You know how rich people love their art. Stephen Carroll. Anyway, if you happen to know, guys, leave a comment down below. I am so curious. I wish my phone was working. I would Google Lens this right now to find the price, but there's no signal out here. What's this? Okay. Look at that. It's like a deck of cards in Chinese. Is it a card? Let me see. Oh, it's a cassette. Pretty dope. There's more of them right here too. So dusty. No one has dusted this off in years. Yeah, by the looks of it, it looks very Hong Kong. Or it could be a Chinese family. I'm not really sure. I think the language written on there was Cantonese, but I could be wrong. Like I said, I love the open layout of this place. You probably had the living room right here. You can just imagine like a big screen TV, giant luxury couches. Oh man, I'm just using my imagination right now. Makes me want to live here so bad. There's another entrance over here in the back where we can walk around. Oh. And there's a bedroom too. You know what? Let's go see the bedroom first, up close in person. Jeez. So much volcanic ash came rushing in here. This is probably like 2 or 3 feet of sand right now in this one bedroom. It's a pink bed, which makes me feel like maybe a female was staying in this bedroom. We got the attached bathroom right there. The roof has collapsed in here. Oh, you had your own little balcony actually. That's nice. You can have like your own private corner. You can see the ocean. It's nice being next to the sound of the waves. Very relaxing. I can just probably pull up a chair and just sit there for hours just meditating and listening to the waves. I noticed like a little gazebo area too. Whoa, this is pretty nice. I noticed that this was probably once a tiny little garden right by the stairway leading up to the 3rd floor over here. I love what they did there because it must be very beautiful to see as you're just walking to your room. But this is probably the highest floor here. We're gonna have to check out the other side right after this. You had this bedroom tucked away. Is that a mirror? Anyway. Wow, big walk-in closet. It's a little bit small than the other rooms, but it's probably the most quiet room available in the mansion. Ooh, an album? Is there any pictures? No, it doesn't look like it. Nothing. What about this one? I would have loved to see pictures of the family. But look at this, a Chinese calendar. So much evidence pointing out that Chinese family lived here. So many beehives. Literally making nests on everything. Wow, okay, first sign of clothes. Looks like female garments. There's more things in here. More cassette tapes. These tapes could very well have recordings of the family that used to live here. It'd be cool to like process this and see what could be saved in it. I mean, they're protected. It could be a skirt. This looks like a bikini. Still got the toothbrush here. This is nice. You have your own little patio or balcony all to yourself up here. They probably saw the volcano acting up before the eruption over here. So we just got done exploring this side. Now let's go over here. So there's a Singer system, some type of motor. There's something framed in here that looks kind of important to see. This could have been the owner of the mansion. Whatever it is, it's framed, so it must be kind of important. Brush this. Oh shit. Some of the dirt went inside. And same thing with this happened too. Yeah, you can't even see anything. This is a huge bedroom, but what caught me by surprise is that huge wasp nest. I can see like 3 wasp nests right now, or more. I'm never coming here in the summer. You still have some clothes right here. Jeez, there's even beehives on them too. Here's the bathroom. It's huge and very luxurious. Now this is quite nice. They had a standing shower and the bathtub was right here. You know, I love how they keep them separate. Oh, what the hell? Alright, a lizard and 2 frogs literally battled it out in this hot tub and probably died. Just turned around and found this calendar dating February 1995, literally the year of the evacuation. There's some shoes left behind. And look at this. It's like a certificate. The Board of Trustees of the American University of the Caribbean. The degree of Honorary Doctor of Humanities. Is this like literally a degree right here in my hands? And there's a stamp of approval. So the person who used to live here was David R. Peterson. They never took this? That is unreal. Someone's degree is in my hands right now. Do they even make copies of that? Like, how can you just leave something like that behind? That's my first time ever finding like a university degree inside an abandoned building. This could have been probably the best bedroom here. I'm gonna try to make it as far as I can. Literally, look at this, a new tree growing. Yeah, we definitely can't even walk through that. That is too nuts. Peek. Here's the bathroom. Jeez, this must have been the most luxurious bedroom here. And that's hard to say because we've been seeing such amazing bedrooms everywhere. But this one was like on the corner of the home. On the right side you had the beach, so you probably had the best view. So this bedroom probably had the best view. I mean, there's still some clothes here.
Thank you so much for watching this full Montserrat journey. This trip was truly once in a lifetime, and I'm grateful to you and to God, of course, for letting me experience and document it. I didn't film much on the final day, but leaving the island was emotional. You know, I always think, will I ever return? I'm not sure. But if you'd like to see me go back, let me know in the comments below. Maybe one day I'll get permission to explore deeper into the exclusion zone, but as you saw, it's extremely restricted. I'm ending here. Thank you so much again for the support. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace and thanks for watching.